also finally made it to Lisbon after a few hours flight.
Just arrived in Lisbon. Excited to take off the jacket, coming from the cold and gnarly weather in Berlin, and looking forward to 2 productive days here at the Gulbenkian Foundation.
We as a group, as a collaborative carta, we are very interested in seeing how other people are working around the same topic. Well, I think we can bring a very fresh look onto these topics and a very specific methodology that we have been creating throughout this year based on identity in architecture.
It's a real pleasure to work with the Future Architecture Platform cohort again as well, and also to have a bit more knowledge shed on the Gulbenkian work with Iraq and how architecture can positively affect places of urban conflict. We bring an aspect of looking at architecture through a community lens. A lot of our work is focused on cohering communities and resolving boundaries and stepping across boundaries and reimagining boundaries. And so I think we bring a context that's very much focused on that. And our thinking comes very much from that lens, so I think that's hopefully what we'll bring. And some fun, some laughs.
Well, I think what I am bringing into the table is just a different way to see architecture, just like think in different formats and different ways, not just to build architecture, but rather read it, write it, present it, hear it. So I think that is the main contribution of the project that I'm presenting.
I expect to get some new ideas and a broader vision throughout the whole process here. And I'm very interested in how the foundation worked with this transporter topic and theme. That's what I'm really interested in.
We're just expecting to enrich as well our cycle as Carta magazine, and hope that we can also enrich the process of Gulbenkian Foundation in the frame of this exhibition with our process. We expect to work on the topic of identity and how the buildings at the Gulbenkian Foundation or the activities that the Gulbenkian Foundation was taking part of in Baghdad.
So it's not necessarily the idea of border is always a negative thing. It is perhaps when it becomes a form of division, when there's a kind of differentiation between people through it, then it is problematic.
So I thought that some of your methodologies to solutions was really interesting. Have you ever tried to apply those outside of conflict areas, or is it just specifically in conflict zones?
It was interesting at the end. The Armenian register, of course, reverberates here with Gulbenkian's background. So anyone who works in the Gulbenkian learns more about Armenia than they probably knew before. Let me thank you very much indeed. It was very subtle and I think very helpful for us in illuminating how to think about borders. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think learning about the Gulbenkian Foundation and learning about the efforts that they put in overseas and the difference that kind of one person's dream and a private foundation can make in lives across the globe. I didn't know anything about the foundation beforehand, so that's been really interesting for me.
The exhibition Art and Architecture between Lisbon and Baghdad shows that cultural exchange and negotiating conflict comes with diverse challenges.
After looking through the materials we received of the foundation, we got interested in the relation and the transition between spaces, which in that case is not about a fancy drink in the business class. It is about life and death.
And related to that, we think it's crucial to have such institutions like the Future Architecture Platform and the Foundation, Gulbenkian, which give the possibility to spread the ideas and to connect individuals across the borders.
The workshop was really interesting today, and we kind of came up by the end of the workshop with a guide, the outsider's guide for an alternative practice.
I think it's the main goal. It's to give and receive back, so they come with their project and ideas, and in a certain way they also give a feedback what we are doing, and we are able now to integrate what they bring to us.
Good morning, everyone.
What I bring home from this event is the notion that there is more to architecture than just a built environment. There's more to a building that meets the eye. And I also take home the promise to keep working with some of the great people I met here.
I'm an architect. An architect.
I'm an architect.
I'm an architect.
I'm an urban designer.
I'm an architect.
I'm an architect.